Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sandy Anastasi, and this is the Psychic Hour. And this is a very special Psychic Hour because it is December of 2018. And so this is the very last webinar, Psychic Hour, that I'm going to be doing in 2018. I want to welcome everyone who's here because I know, absolutely know, how crazy the holiday season is. And I can't tell you how much it means to me, what a gift it is to me that you are all giving me to take time out of your busy lives and your holiday festivities at this time of the year to be here with me right here on the Anastasi, Sandy Anastasi Psychic Hour. So welcome, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to have a lot of fun in the next hour. I have a couple of housekeeping things I'd like to talk about before we get started tonight. And by the way, I see a few new faces here too, and I want to especially welcome those new people who are here for the first time. I always love to see those new faces. And I see a lot of old, not old in chronology, but old in, you've been here many times before, names as well on the list here. And I want to welcome everyone, whether you're a repeat person or a new person. These psychic hours are just so much fun. I get to speak with you one-on-one. We get to have this wonderful interaction monthly, and we are going to continue these into 2019. So take a moment, if you will, right now, and write down on your calendar that the next psychic hour is going to be on January 13th of 2019, just about a month from now. And of course, it'll be at 9 o'clock, just Eastern time, just as they always are. As a matter of fact, when you go onto my website, that's www.sandyanastasi.com, you can sign up for all of the psychic hours for next year if you like. It's not a bad idea to get signed up early. As you know, I use the GoToWebinar platform, and my webinars are limited to 100 people. And so, guess what? If you sign up early, you'll get in. If you don't, sometimes people do get bumped, which I hate to see, but that's just the way it has to be. So let's get started here. Oh, and while you're on my website, sign up for my newsletter if you haven't done that already. Again, that's www.sandyanastasi.com. I have a couple more things I want to talk about. First off, if you haven't been to my website, please go. It is all spanking brand new. My classes are all there, and in fact, I have a brand new, as of the last month, membership site that, in fact, I'm running a special on right now. It's at the moment. It's $10 a month, or I think $97 for the year. And if you sign up in December, you're going to be grandfathered in at that price, which is going up. So you're going to get grandfathered in at that price if you sign up for it now. Now, why would you want to sign up for the membership site or membership program on my website? Because every class that I ever taught on audio from 1979, yes, I'm not old, all the way up through probably the early 90s when I started to go into video, is in that membership area on my website. And so with one very small fee, you're going to have all the time in the world to, just renewing it. As long as you renew it at that fee, it's yours forever, $97 a year or $10 a month. And you get to spend as much time as you ever could possibly want teaching yourself via those audio MP3 downloads, everything you could possibly want to know in metaphysics. It's all there. It's amazing. Everything from crystals to magic to astrology to psychic development. It goes on and on and on. And what's interesting especially is I will also be giving members special discounts on things throughout the year. I'll be with you guys once a month to answer your questions on any class that you're taking, and that's going to be in person live. So there are good things to be had with that. So if that's something you're interested in, or there'll be a Facebook group for the membership site. Actually, it's not its own site. It's www.sandyanastasi.com, and it is the membership program. That's how you'll find it there. Okay, other good things that are coming up. I have got, let's see, a special that's running. If you bought anything at all on my site, even that $10 membership or $10 a month, from Black Friday through December 22nd, you're going to get a private invitation from Lisa. Yes, the Lisa who's in our chat room here. And that private invitation is to meet me online on December 23rd to have a absolutely fabulous Christmas ritual. Okay. We're going to do a little ritual. We're going to do a little meditation, and we're going to usher in the new year, because that's close. It's not quite, but close to being right on that solstice. And we're going to have our solstice celebration online, again, by special invitation to anyone who's bought something from Black Friday all the way up through December 22nd. Now, I also have another wonderful event that's coming up, and this has to do with my psychic development program. A lot of you know me as that. It's my program I'm most known for. And I will be teaching that program again online. I only teach it once a year. And it's a combination of, you get the entire recorded class from live classes. You get a weekly webinar with me that goes over all that information. You get a Facebook group. You get, it's just absolutely amazing. Lisa can tell you it goes on and on. It's a program that's chock full of things that you get that are going to help you to develop your intuition. And that begins on January 16th at 7 p.m. If you sign up for that early, there are all kinds of extra goodies, including a discount on the price that's pretty fabulous that you would be getting right now. So while you're on the website, look at that. And also my readings all month long, all through December, 20% off. And you have all the way up until the end of 2019 to get those readings. So they would make great Christmas presents. And I also have a special reading I'm doing, and I'll be doing it all the way through the end of January. But after Christmas, actually when January starts, it goes up to full price. In December, my year at a glance reading, which predicts everything going on for your life. It gives you a kind of a year blueprint to plan your life for the next year. What kinds of things are going to come up in which month when. I use astrology, and I use cards. I channel with my guides to get that information specific to you. And that is only $195 right now. It's discounted. So that, I think, kind of brings you up to date. Oh, one last thing. For those of you who are sitting on the fence and not sure if the time is right for you to do the Psychic Development Program with me, I'm going to have a special Q&A where I will talk about that program and anything you want to know concerning it. And that's going to be on January 9th at 7 o'clock. And that brings us up to date. That's all my housekeeping things for you tonight, folks. So I hope I didn't talk too fast for you. I just wanted to move through that quickly. If you didn't hear anything, Lisa will explain it if you missed it, or you can go straight to my website, because everything I just told you is written out on the website too. Okay. How does the Psychic Hour work? If you have come on and you have a question that you want to verbally ask, raise your hand. And Lisa, who is in the chat room, is my assistant, and she is going to be calling on people. And so if she sees that hand, and especially if she sees somebody who's new to the Psychic Hour, she's going to probably call on you first to give you a chance to get your question in there. Folks, if you didn't get a chance to ask your question by the end of this hour, I always do this. If you want to ask that question of me, one question, one simple question, not your life story, but one simple question, between now, 9 o'clock, and tomorrow evening, 9 o'clock, I will be glad to answer that one question for you via email. And you can send that email to Lisa or you can connect with me directly on the email that's right here on the GoToWebinar platform. And I will answer that question for you. Okay, so we know you're going to raise your hand if you have a question. If you're too shy to ask your question verbally, you can always write it in the chat room, and either Lisa will answer it herself or she'll read it out to me. She does that too. And when you're called on, here's what I want from you. Number one, I want to know your first name. Number two, I'd like to know where you are from, where you're calling from. That's fun because we do get people from all over the world, so it's fun to know where you're from. I would like to know what your sun sign is. That means the month and the day that you were born, if you don't know what your sun sign is, or the sign. That's what I'm really after, the sun sign. And then I'd like to know what you're most grateful for in your life right now. What's going on that makes it, not just the holidays, not just being on the webinar tonight, but personally for you, what's going on that's so great that you want to share with everyone? What are you most grateful for? And then I want you to ask your question. And you're going to be amazed that the questions that you are asking are going to benefit everyone else that's here. It's pretty amazing. My guides have a way, those of you who've been here before know this, my guides have a way of answering one person's question and managing to touch upon information that's going to answer questions and things that are important to everyone else who's on this call. And so I want to say once again, thanks for being here. The value of being here is you know you're going to get your questions answered both on the call and you get to ask that one question even if you didn't get called on. You've got to physically be on this call with me to get that. Lisa, I think I've caught everybody up. What or who is our first victim?
All right, the first person I'm calling on tonight is going to be Deborah. Deborah, it says you're self-muted. Can you unmute yourself? Deborah H., can you unmute yourself? Maybe not.
Yeah, she may be having trouble with her microphone this evening.
I'll go to the person and I'll come back and try her again in a minute.
Yeah, Deborah, to unmute yourself, you've got to click that microphone. You actually put the cursor on it and click it. Apparently, you managed to get yourself muted. And by the time we get to the end of this webinar, you probably will have managed to correct that.
All right, I'm going to go up to Chaz. You are unmuted.
Hey.
Hi, Chaz.
Hey, how is everything?
Everything is great. I'm all set, or just about all set. If you can ever be all set for the holidays, how about you?
I'm pretty good today. It was my friend's birthday. She's real close. That's actually who I'm grateful for. And you know, my name is Chaz.
Yes.
And I'm a Virgo from Brooklyn,
Yep.
New York City.
Yep. I recognize your voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's find you here on our horary chart. Folks, this chart that you're seeing on the screen is called a horary chart. And in astrology, this chart is what we call an event chart. It's a one-time chart. It's a throwaway chart. After tonight's webinar, we throw it away. But while it's here, it answers the questions for everybody who's here on the call. It's really kind of an amazing little thing that you can do with astrology. But since Chaz is a Virgo, this is the second house in the chart. And so, Chaz, I bet you anything, you're really concerned with developing your talents, your abilities, and trying to figure out how you're going to increase and improve your personal finances.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And because of that opposition and by the way, that would hold true for every Virgo on the call tonight. Okay? And because of the opposition going on to this 8th house up here, you Virgos are also kind of concerned right now about other people's money and other people's finances. There may be debts owed to you. There may be some legal issues you're working through. There may be a partner in your life that you don't know much about their finances and feel like you really need to find out more. So this is going on for Virgo too. And there's also a nifty little square happening to Virgo that's down here in the 5th house. You also might be concerned with romance.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You might be, okay, I want to move this romance to the next level, and I'm a little bit afraid and concerned about the responsibility that might entail. I'm kind of like caught between a rock and a hard place here. My heart is saying, wow, and my internal, sense of self-preservation is saying, uh-oh, is this really right? Okay.
Oh my God.
And by the way, if you are a Virgo and you're on this call, you're feeling that same way. And of course, some of the Virgos on this call are probably saying, well, what if I'm already married? Well, then you may just be having things going on with your children that are making you feel, yes, oh, I don't know. Yes, move forward. Oh, I don't know. It's that feeling. Or in your marriage, I want to jump to something new and creative and exciting, but no, I don't know if it's ready yet. So there's that, you guys sometimes do this to yourself. There's that push-pull going on, which can make you an absolute nervous wreck, can't it? Now,
Yeah.
it forms a T-square. You see what my cursor's doing here? It's actually a T-square. There's the one cross, and here's the T itself, and it points into the 11th house. So your focus is going to end up being working with groups, organizations, friends, and really analyzing your own sense of values, and especially relative to things like kids and your relationship partner. It's kind of looking at how you want to express your feelings and how you want to express love. And does that individual or those individuals bring out of you the best? Isn't that interesting? How do you feel? And that's probably going to answer a lot of your questions right there. Because I'm always saying move forward according to what your own intuition tells you, not what a psychic tells you or another friend tells you. What does your own heart, what does your own intuition say? And this is a great way of getting in touch with it. What does that other person bring out in me? Is it good things? Is it bad things? Okay. Okay. Chaz, what's your specific question?
Well, you hit so many things on the head at one time. Like everything you said is exactly what's happening.
It's a good
So, oh man. So, I am I did, this whole year I did focus on like building my finances, and that actually worked out, but I was also having issues like with work with a specific organization I was dealing with. And then on the romance side, the same type of thing you just basically described. I have one woman who's actually my girlfriend, and she's not very like spiritual. She's not as spiritual as me. She tries to understand me, but she you know how it could get. And for me it's just like, is she the one for me? Because then I also have a great friend who we actually bonded because of the spiritual aspect. Like she was very interested in my abilities, and being able to astral project. That was something she was like trying to do. So to meet me, it was like amazing. I just came from her birthday party, and my girl doesn't mind. I'm not cheating or nothing. But yeah, I'm gonna get a little personal. Basically, yeah, I know. I've been trying to ask this question since the last webinar. But basically today, my girl looks at me and goes, "Hey, do you believe in mediums?" And I'm just like, what have I been talking to you about, for the past 6-7 months? Like, of course I believe in mediums. Why would you ask me that? And I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to argue. But, she was saying, oh, my friend went to a specific medium and they gave an accurate reading. So I want to go there for my other friend and have her talk to her mother. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, well, like that's who I am. But then it's just like, was you listening to me this whole time? And that was like a big issue at the beginning of our relationship. Of course, over time, she believes, but I guess for the most part that I am who I really am. I can't change it. It's like, me saying I'm not black. Like I have black skin. I can't pretend I'm not. Same with being psychic. So I just don't know. Like, Like,
Yes, I
is
get
she the one?
it. Yeah, how I get it. Okay. I can tell you beyond the shadow of a doubt. There's an old saying that says a prophet is never a prophet in their hometown.
Right.
Okay? You should have that written across the inside of your eyelids.
Right.
In fact, I just got done saying to a friend, um, and this is me being personal, this weekend, that it frustrates me to no end that I have been able to make major spiritual inroads into people's spiritual development and growth. I've helped people to change their lives. I've helped people to save their lives. And I've done it
Exactly.
for millions of people around the world. This is huge
Right.
numbers of people. And the people that I care about the most, who are the closest to me, I can't help. Okay?
Right.
This is,
Yeah.
you're not a prophet in your hometown. And that's a double-edged sword. Okay? The good part of it is if the people who are closest to you don't have you on a pedestal, you get to really be a normal human being, and it feels great, doesn't it? And you get to share with them, and you get to experience with them, and you get to laugh with them, and that's something special. The bad part of it is that when you get what I call an incoming, and you really wish they would listen, they laugh at you. Okay?
Right. Yeah. And
And
that.
And you're not, Chaz, you're not alone. You're not alone. Every psychic on the planet has experienced the same thing. Every medium on the planet has experienced the same thing. And that's life. So this is why my guide said to you a few minutes ago, when it comes to thinking about who you should be with, who should be your best friend, who should be your wife, who should be your lover, who should be the person you work with, look at the thing that you want to express yourself. You know, is it your work? Is it a piece of music you're writing? Look at the thing you're in the process of
Wow.
doing. And then look at that person that you want to do it with and see how they make you feel about it. Okay? Now, the gal who's going to be your wife doesn't need your mediumship, does she? You don't need her to want your mediumship. But what you do need her to do is to be there for you, to be constant, to give you security, to give you consistent love, to support you in whatever you want to do, whether she understands it or not. I.e., how does she make you feel? Not does she have you on a pedestal as a medium. Now, the other gal that you share your spiritual values with, wow, when you want to go to a session or you want to go to a practice or you want to develop something, what a great partner. But is that person going to be the person who would be able to give you the love and the support and the constancy and the things that you might want in the woman you're spending your life with? And now what we're really coming into is a whole different area here. And that is that whether you like it or not, Chaz, one person cannot satisfy all of your needs. Life doesn't work that way. And when people go through life expecting one person to satisfy all of their needs, they end up bitter, they end up unhappy, and unfortunately, they end up making their partner feel like they're less than, like they're not good enough, like they can never make you happy. Did that all make sense?
Absolutely.
So I don't know if it answered your question, but I think that it may have given it better definition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I also like Archangel Michael glowing next to you. So I was like, yeah, this is legit. Not saying you're not legit, but it was just like confirmation because I've been really pondering this for a long time.
Yeah.
I had even asked you about her in another session, like in the email,
Yeah.
because I didn't get to, like what you explained.
Yeah.
And you were saying something like my intuition was correct at the time, and it really was.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of communication. Like we communicate more than I've ever communicated in romantic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm definitely putting it into perspective. She actually did fight for me, even though she is not necessarily psychic.
Yeah.
Which they go to church today, which I appreciated that.
Yep. And perhaps the biggest challenge in a relationship is to be able to give your support to someone who is interested in wanting to accomplish something that you don't know a lot about, and vice versa. They support you in what you are doing. That's a real challenge. And when you can find somebody who's willing to do that for you, to take the time out of whatever their life is and support you in your journey, and vice versa, let you support them in their journey, wow. Now you've got a relationship, whether it's in the same field or not, you've got a relationship that can actually move mountains. It's about support.
Right.
Yeah. Chaz, thank you. That was a great question. I think, I don't know if it answered a lot of people's questions, but I think that it really is going to get a lot of people thinking about their own relationship issues within their one-on-one relationships, or even their family and their friends and their extended relationships. That was really good information. Thank you. Thanks for allowing that to come through.
Thank you very much too. Anytime.
And good luck and have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. Okay, Lisa, who is next?
We're going to try Deborah again. Deborah, I've unmuted you. I know it was green a while ago. Can you try to self-unmute again?
Yeah, she must. It
just.
There she goes.
Yay! Oh, you muted yourself again, Deborah. You were unmuted, now you're muted. Whatever you did to unmute, do it again. There, yes. Don't touch it. But talk.
Okay. I'm using a different interface than I normally do, and it's not responding to my fingers very well. Well, as you know, my name is Deborah, and I'm from Waterloo, Ontario, up in Canada. And I'm a Leo, so it's richly ironic that the technology is trying to shut me up. And right now, I'm the most grateful for my improving health. It's been about 12 years of going downhill, and things have started to turn around, and I'm blissfully grateful, unimaginably grateful for that.
I'm excited for you, and thank you for sharing. That's wonderful. Thank you. And I can't even imagine a better Christmas present than a return to health. So.
Oh, yes,
that's
definitely.
That's like the best. Deborah, here you are, and all the other Leos on the call. You're right here in the chart's first house. So, folks, if you are a Leo right now, this moment is supposed to be about you. And you're supposed to be focusing on you, and you're supposed to be getting in touch with what your needs are, what your wants are, and you're supposed to be putting yourself forward in some way, just like Deborah did when she managed to work her way through that microphone and get here through that resistance. Now, yeah, there's going to be resistance. There is a square, hard aspect from Leo to Venus and part of Fortune down here in the fourth house. So there can be things going on at home, relative to home, family, also females around your home environment, maybe a mother or a sister or a daughter. But there is a kind of, I can't say an out-and-out block, but a friction, okay, between you and the person that's causing things to get in the way. And something I want to draw to your attention that's really kind of cool. I often, when I'm talking about these horary charts, point to the hard things, okay? But here's something which is a real easy aspect that unfortunately is boomeranging for Deborah. Okay, here's what happens. Leo is a fire sign. It's making a fine, easy, smooth flow of energy to Moon and Uranus in Aries, another fire sign in a fire house. Making another smooth flow of energy to Sun and Jupiter in another fire house, okay? And Mercury in Cancer in this fourth house. So we have a grand trine in fire going on tonight, folks. That is incredibly idealistic. It's active. It wants to be the knight in shining armor and charge into creating and making things happen. That's the fire energy. It's effusive. It's exuberant. It just wants to run and accomplish and make the dreams reality. The problem is that Deborah's got this little square going on to this garbage going on in her home, which happens to tie into that little Mercury in Sagittarius. And so what keeps happening is she's getting all of her energy together and saying, yes, I'm going to. And somebody says, Mom, you got to come fix the window. It won't open. So she's got this nonstop, and by the way, all of you Leos who are on the call tonight have that same stuff going on. You know, life is taking off, life is good, there's lots of energy, the dreams are coming true, there's very likely the either romance or the opportunity for romance, your creativity is off the charts, you've got opportunities for travel, there's people coming to visit you that you haven't seen for a long time where there's magic happening. There's all this great and wonderful stuff. And in the middle of that, somebody's saying, tie my shoelace. And you have to do it before you can go have fun. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Deborah, what is your specific question?
Well, actually, that really leads into my question, as I'm sure you realize. Yeah. I've been working on a major blockage of my psychic abilities for, I would say, most of my adult life. And I mean, I can't even tell if I'm being stubborn or committed, but whatever. So I really, things are starting to change. And I'm wondering what sort of a sense you're getting as to, like, is what I'm doing to work through the block working? Is the block getting thinner, or am I just Don Quixote, just tilting at windmills? Should I just be giving up? I know I have a very, very strong psychic gift, and I know that this particular lifetime, that's been a complicated thing for me.
But there's not a block there, Deborah. That's the problem for you. There isn't a block. You're not blocked. What's the issue is that your ability works differently in this life than in those other lives that you remember so clearly. Okay. So you have to act in a different way. It's not a block. It works different. Okay? Would you believe? This is a quickie little psychic development class here, folks. Just like there are 4 elements, air, earth, fire, and water, well, there are 4 distinct ways that people will access their psychic skills. I mean, it's more intense than that, but I'm simplifying, but this will work. In past lives, Deborah, you were, and you still are because you brought this in with you, you're highly empathic, and you pick up on other people's emotions and thoughts and feelings, and you end up getting victimized by them because you're so oversensitive to them. Okay? Mm-hmm. That you bring in from a past life. And interestingly, you have had many, many, many experiences where, you know, you're literally painting your house a certain color because somebody you're close to painted their house that color, and you don't know it until you drive up to the other house and there it is. Okay? You know, and that's because that empathic, telepathic ability is so powerful, and you mastered that in another lifetime. The problem is that in this lifetime you feel victimized by it because that's the energy that you can't quite get at, right? The energy that is yours constantly, is always there and never goes away, is based on pure action. Oh, and it's so amazing. When you get out of your own way, and you do this all the time, you know, you'll have company coming for dinner, and you're whipping up that dinner, and you automatically put out that extra plate. You don't even think about it. And then later on, you're scratching your head, how did that extra plate get there? And an extra person comes for dinner. It happens all the time.
Oh.
Okay?
All the time. But I just, this is, in this lifetime, I do not seem to be able to do it at will anymore.
Look, yes, you can. You are doing it at will. Okay? You are doing it at will. Your focus is, I need to cook dinner for these, 12 people. Oops, there are 13 of them. 13 plates went out, and sure enough, there are 13 of them. That's at will. You're doing it. The thing is that you're doing it with this totally fiery energy. You're Leo. You're a fire sign in this time. And fire energy isn't even aware. It simply acts. And it acts from intuition, and it acts from the source, and it acts from the creative source. And when you are thinking about it, when you're trying to figure it out, when you're trying to get a handle on it through empathy or telepathy, you are like, what the heck what just happened? That doesn't even make sense to me. Of course it doesn't make sense. Your ability in this lifetime doesn't work that way. It flows. Does that make sense to you?
It does. It makes sense in the way that, okay, now I have to go think about that for a year.
Yes, exactly. But see, in other lifetimes, the way you accessed your ability was by looking at what you emotionally felt.
Right.
In this lifetime, you access your ability by looking at what you energetically feel. It's not the same. Okay?
Energetically feel.
And
Okay.
you access your ability, in other lifetimes, you accessed your ability by allowing yourself to blend with another person. In this lifetime, you access your ability, there's no blending required. There's, I know I need to do that. Bam! Input, output. And it happens before you can even wrap your brain around it.
What's the skill? What's the psychic skill that coordinates with? Because in the past, I think I've always been a seer, if you will.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, wait, that is the seer. That is.
That,
and the fire energy, this is what I'm talking about, is how fire energy people, the fire signs are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And the way fiery people, and everybody has some fire in their chart, so everybody can do this to some extent, the way fiery people access their ability is through direct intuition. Input, output. And the output is in terms of taking action. Okay? I get stimulated, I act. The fiery people make great seers. They make great channels because there's no brain involved at all. But if your brain gets involved or your emotions get involved, and that's the problem you're having, because you had lifetimes in between being the seer and now where you were the empath, you were the healer, you were the person who worked with those attachments and connections to other people. And so what happens now is you're getting the input, you're getting the stimulation to act, and then your empathy grabs it and says, oh, look at this. What do we, oh, I wonder who's going to and then it doesn't happen. You're not blocking it, you're rerouting it in a way that doesn't work.
Okay, so it's there.
Nope, it's there. Yeah.
And I have to stop feeling like I'm in between a rock and a hard place and understanding I'm actually on the diving board.
You start letting it happen. It's there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to me. Thank you. Because honestly, it just, most of my life has been grieving the absence of what, I know it's there. I can feel it right there, the way you can feel a word that you just can't quite remember. And I really appreciate,
and bottom line, and by the way, folks, I hope you're hearing this, because if you're a Leo, when you feel blocked in some area of your life, you're not blocked. What you're doing is you're letting your brain get in the way of what you should be doing. And that's not a block. That's sort of being misdirected.
Right. Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
You're very welcome. Good luck and happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
And Lisa, who's next?
How dare you call a Libra a Leo?
Yeah, no. But my Libra friend Lisa has a Leo rising, so there's Leo there.
All righty, we're going to go down here to Miss Sandra. Sandra, you're on.
Hello, Sandy. Thanks for taking my call.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. How's our little boy?
Oh, well, I wasn't going to bring it up. This is a professional website, but he's doing great. He's sitting right beside me on his little pillows.
Well, don't be surprised if he doesn't try to climb in your lap and attack the computer screen, because he knows my voice. Okay.
Well, I told him I was going to talk to his first mommy.
Oh, I miss him. He's such a little sweetie. Folks, if you want to see Sandra's little Oreo, that is my Maya and Maxie's little boy, all you have to do is go on Facebook and you'll see him all over it. Sandra, you're a Virgo, correct?
I am a Cancer.
Cancer. Okay, I had your sign wrong. My apologies. Okay, so as a Cancer, here you are. And where are you calling from? Tell everybody.
I'm calling from Gresham, Oregon, in the United States.
Okay, you're all the way out there on the West Coast, all the way up by Cancer Coast. That's a long way from where I am. And as a Cancer, this is the 12th house in astrology. So you're doing this is the house of the subconscious mind, the house of the unconscious. For whatever reason, right now you've got a lot of things going on relative to family experiences, nurturing, mothering. A lot of these things are coming up out of your subconscious. They're coming up. They're like, I didn't know I still could do that, or I didn't know I still had that need, or I didn't know I still had that fear or that anxiety. There's just a lot of stuff coming up. And all of you folks on the call tonight who are Cancers, the nodes, this little jobby here I'm pointing to with my cursor, that's the North Node. The nodes right now are moving through Cancer and Capricorn. And as we move into the new year, the eclipse cycles are going to start moving through Cancer and Capricorn as well. And for you folks who are Cancers or Capricorns or Aries or Libras, right now life is really happening with a great deal of intensity. And it's like externally there's all this stuff going on, and internally you're finding yourself stepping back and saying, well, how do I feel about all this? What's my place in this world? How am I shifting? Or how do I want to shift? Or what do I really want? Okay? And if you're going through those feelings and thinking it's a little odd for you to be having them at this time of the holidays, you may be either with family and wishing you weren't, or you may be not with family and wishing you were, okay? But there's that feeling of it not quite coming together the way you want it to, even though it is, you see? Now, that's kind of a broad overview, and now let me give Sandra a chance to ask her specific question. What's on your mind?
Thank you, Sandy. I totally understand what you're talking about. I was being led to retire after 30 years with the same company to focus on myself and what I really want out of life. And I guess my question for you right now is, it's a totally non-spiritual question. I have a background in acting, and I've been in local shows as a background extra. And I'd like to know in the coming year if I was going to be successful in this. And that was a lot of the reason why I quit the company I was at. I basically stepped off the cliff.
Oh, boy.
And went for it.
Okay. I'd say that's definitely facing your fears and then dealing with them. Well, let's go back and look at the chart for a moment here, Sandra. Okay. Cancer is here in that house of the unconscious, taking that chance and facing those fears. In day-to-day life over here, we've got Capricorn, and Capricorn says, I'm going to step out and I'm going to take command. I'm going to take control. I'm going to go into something or back into something I've done before that I know I have skill that I can be surviving at. It might even be involving running my own business. So, for example, in this acting that you want to be doing, you might open your own, your own LLC, and you're the working as the independent contractor for the studio who's local or something like that. But there's definitely a business sense around this. And there is a square here. That's the hard aspect to Moon and Uranus up here in the 9th house. And here's the real problem is that you're used to the consistent paycheck, and you're used to the consistent 9 to 5. You're used to that kind of consistency. And the difficulty that you're going to be facing isn't that there's going to be a lack of money coming in from this, because you're good and you're going to be able to earn that paycheck. The problem is the lack of consistency. It's going to be there and then it's not going to be there. It's going to be there and it's going to not be there. And the key here is going to be partnership. You're going to need to develop some kind of a partnership, either with the new people you're working for or you're going to have a secondary type of job that you can do that's on, off again, that when one isn't working, you're going to do the other. And why? Because that's going to give you that sense of security that you need. And it definitely says it has to come through some kind of partnership. And that may be offered through a friend or a family member as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
Good
Thank you.
Good luck. Hey, give our boy a big, big hug.
I always do. Give them one for you.
That's it. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Have a very happy
Yeah.
holiday. Merry Christmas to you.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Well, bye-bye.
And Lisa, who is next?
Alrighty, our next person is going to be Lisa H. You are unmuted.
Can you hear me?
I can, Lisa.
Oh, hi, Sandy.
Hi.
Hi. First time ever coming to one of these, although I've been intending to for a long time.
Well,
I'm supposed to tell you what my sign is. I'm a Taurus.
uh-huh.
I'm calling from Florida.
You're in my hometown, almost. What part of Florida?
I'm in Port St. Lucie.
That's on the East Coast, right?
Yes.
And I'm on the West Coast, almost directly across from you.
Sarasota?
Well, a little further south. I'm in Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I know the West Coast well. My whole family's in St. Pete, so.
Hey, beautiful area. Love it up there.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of water. Nice. Okay. You got a lot going on, my friend, especially.
Oh, yes, I do.
Hey, folks, if you're a Taurus, if you're a Scorpio, if you're an Aquarian or a Leo, life is getting ready to shift in a big way over the holidays and into the beginning of the year because you folks are occupying in the horary chart, this one-night throwaway chart, you're occupying the angles on the chart. And the angles are always where things actually happen. It's where the events happen. It's where things are going on, big stuff. And, you're very concerned about your career, about perhaps your father or a man in your life. You're like, okay, do I want to take that next step that's going to change really kind of the way I interact with the world here? You're very concerned about the family member who you're closest to. Could be I don't know if it's your significant other or a woman around you that you're close to, but it's like you're reacting. And I've got to ask you, if you're a Taurus here, please stop reacting, start taking charge, okay? One of the big reasons for your insecurity and a lot of the concerns you're having is that you're putting yourself in the reactive position. So you're...
I didn't even have to ask my question, and you answered it already.
Yeah. But I'm sorry if I'm. This is going to sound like it's getting a little too personal, but I got to go.
No, go for it.
Folks, if you're a Taurus or a Scorpio, you are a power freak. You like control, okay? And don't lie to yourself about it. Just accept it, and it's fine, and it's good. The problem is that if you're one of those two signs right now, you're giving your power away. And you're giving it away to somebody that you think has to be in charge at this time for whatever reason. And you may be right that they have to do their stuff, but don't let them be in charge of your stuff. And that's where the issue is, okay? Because it's like you've given away too much. And by giving all that away, you put yourself in the reactive position. And when you get reactive, you're not nice.
That's for sure.
Nobody likes you anymore. So the key here is, you don't need to be the power monger. You don't need to put your heavy hand down. But what you do need to do is to take what concerns you back again, so that you don't feel like you're putting yourself at risk or out of control the way you have been feeling. And that's probably going to straighten out a lot of relationships around you because you're going to feel whole again. Did that make sense?
It did. The career, the man would be my husband. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't really care who knows. Both of my dads have passed away, and so has my mom. But it's so the man that I'm having issues with this would definitely be my husband. I think you kind of nailed it. I think my concern, like I know what I want to do, and I just don't. I'm scared, and you know what I mean. And I don't know how to tell the difference between my guides are trying to tell me to do something, and then either I'm too self-conscious to listen to them, or I'm not in touch enough with them. I don't know how to make. I don't know what, does that make sense? Like, I don't know if my doubts are myself, or if can you still hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay, sorry. the thing moved, so I thought I lost you.
Yeah,
I don't know if my doubts are me doubting myself or if I can't. I want so much to be able to communicate with my guides, and as I've been learning all these years, I know everybody has them. I don't know if it's my guides that are saying pull back or if it's my own self-doubt.
Here's the issue that's going on with you. Okay, you have got, and this is through no fault of your own. This has to do with, your upbringing, your past life. I don't mean other lives. I mean early life experience here. But you've got a lot of self-doubt. Okay.
Yes, I do.
And that's unusual for a Taurus. Okay. But in your case, and right now, all the other Taurians on the line, I have to say, are going through the same stuff you are here, but maybe not quite the same way, relative to what you're wanting to step forward into. The self-doubt that you have has nothing to do with that. That has to do with everything in life, that you've been surrounded by people and circumstances for a long time that have undermined you and created that self-doubt. So here's what's happening. You are getting the inspiration, think of that, from your guides, and you're getting it loud and clear. And then you're reading the newspaper or a little voice that your mother told you long, long ago that popped up in your mind now, or a friend says a casual thing and you say, oh, maybe she's right. And now you doubt yourself again. Do you see? So it is.
Yeah. I doubt that I can make it on my own. I doubt that I can, after 30 years, be independent and be my own person and make it on my own. And I'm terrified, but that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I've got it. This is wrong. This is Sandy saying I'm sorry, and my guys just slapped me for it. Don't be sorry. I hate that. Okay, I'm listening, guys. What they want me to tell you about is something from my own family. My father was an alcoholic, and he died an alcoholic. He died dry because he was institutionalized, but he died an alcoholic. My mother had an opportunity to leave him when she was in her 60s. And I remember going out to lunch with her, and we would have long talks, and she would talk about her trepidation and her fear and her concerns. And at the time, I had recently gone through a divorce, and she was actually, it was weird. I would have thought she was going to be so down on me for divorcing my first husband. She was really like, she had me on a pedestal because I took that plunge. She never divorced him. She was so petrified of being alone, of being able to take care of herself,
that's me.
To survive. But here's what my guides wanted me to tell you. My mother died about 15 years before my father did. He wore her out. He killed her. Okay? He didn't take a knife and slit her throat. She was in the hospital dying of cancer. She pulled the life support from her own arm. I was with her at the time. I said, Mom, you could beat this if you wanted to. She looked up at me with desperate eyes and she said, Sandy, I'm so tired. She had to go. The only way she knew how to get away was to die. Now, The reason I was going to say I'm sorry that I need to tell you that story is because my guide said you needed to hear that story.
Well, I actually had a cancer diagnosis this past summer. And I thought it was a turning point for my marriage because he was being so great. But then as soon as I healed and we opted against chemo because it's a long story. I won't get into it. But we opted against chemo because just a very, very tiny part of the tumor was malignant. And they said it's not unexpected to just wait and be tested every 3 months, and so I opted against the chemo for now. And it's like as soon as I got better, it went right back to the way it was. I'm done. I'm just done. But I'm scared.
Then do it. And now I'm going to suggest something else that I normally wouldn't do, but this is a good time to do it. In order for me to really help you and give you guidance that would probably help you to deal with this whole situation in a way that keeps you whole, I'm going to ask you to book a private reading with me. And you can,
okay.
Lisa will tell you how to do that. Okay?
Okay.
And meanwhile, I'm also going to invite you. I know I usually don't, if somebody's had their question answered here, I usually don't say ask a question, but if there's a specific question that you have concerning this that you need answers to right away, go ahead and email me that question within the next 24 hours. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
And I can tell you right now, you're going to be fine. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to be fine. One of the
Right.
things I want to tell you about Taurus, and this is for everybody on the call who's got a lot of Taurian energy, especially women. Women with strong placements in Taurus, like the sun, the moon, the ascendant, the south node, Jupiter, Saturn, you guys are the strongest women in the zodiac. You're the ones who can keep going through
I don't see
anything.
it. Is the email on the website, Lisa?
Pardon?
Oh, there you are. You're back. You
You're
froze.
back. You had frozen, Sandy. We couldn't hear a thing you were saying.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Okay, well, why I froze, I don't know, but I repeat this. Taurian women are the strongest women in the zodiac. Nobody's stronger. You just have to refine that part of yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Yes.
So good luck to you and happy holidays. Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
And I will email you. Thank you for that. Where's your email on your website?
Well, you can get it right off GoToMeeting, or you can email Lisa and she'll forward it to me.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and folks, we have about 5 minutes left. I'm going to try to fit a couple of people in there. So who's next?
It is going to be Jennifer. Jennifer, it says you're self-muted. There you go.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Lisa. And hi, Lisa. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm a Leo from California, and I am grateful for my health. My girlfriend of 18 years come tomorrow, and yeah. Hi.
Awesome. What's your specific question?
You know what? I don't even have one. I just think you guys are awesome. Just want to tell you Merry Christmas, and yeah, that's it.
Let me just tell you what they're telling me, okay?
Sure.
There is some legal issue around you. Don't know what it is, okay? It may be that it's not your own personal one. It may be a concern somebody else in the family.
Okay.
What I'm getting psychically, I'm pulling cards. I've got the moon, the two of wands inverted, and justice inverted. It's telling me that there's a woman connected to you by family who's not got her act together legally. It's like she needs to do a will and she doesn't have one. You will figure out who this person is. Get on.
Oh, I know who she is. Exactly who she is.
Well, make sure she gets that together. It's important. Okay?
Okay.
So, I had to give you something there.
I appreciate it. Love you guys. I just want you to have a great holiday.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And who's going to be our last person for the evening, Lise?
Well, an appropriate name for me for Christmas is Angel.
Ah, yes.
Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. And how are you this wonderful, merry holiday season?
I am awesome.
Good.
So, my name is Angel. I'm an Aries, born April 5th, 1967. So I'm a real hothead. The thing I'm most grateful for is I am cancer free.
Yes, congratulations.
So I'm more confused now. I'm kind of at I don't know how to say, I'm at a peace right now and a calm. So I'm not sure where my career is heading now.
Well, what's interesting is here you are, Aries, all of the Aries on the call, up here in the 9th house in this astrology chart. Moon, Uranus are only a few degrees apart from each other. Right now, life is shifting for you. Have you noticed?
Oh, yeah.
Opportunities come. They pour in. But if you don't grab them, they're gone just as fast as they come in. You're going to have between now and March to snag the opportunities that you want. And that's for all the Aries on the call. After March, this little Uranus is going to turn around. See that retrograde? He's going to turn around and go direct. And those opportunities are going to stop coming in so fast and furious. You're going to have major decisions about what you want. Okay. And by the time we get to this time next year, you are going to be in a very different situation than you are right now, because you're going to have taken one of those things that are coming along, and it's going to be a game changer. And for you, it might involve relocation or travel, or dealing with foreign cultures, or dealing with something that's involved with education. I hope that one of those things hit what you're talking about. Right now, the difficulty I see here is that what you're really wanting to do professionally is going to require the support. It might require that you go back and get some foundation education. It might require a partnership or help from somebody that you don't really want to ask for help. So I don't know if you're going to do that one, but it's possible if you're willing to bite the bullet and ask for the help in that. Did that help?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
good
to you
luck.
and all.
Thank you. Folks, it has been my pleasure to be here with you this evening. I want to remind you, if you didn't get a chance to ask a question, but you had one like right there on the tip of your tongue, you can email me at the email address right here on GoToMeeting, or you can email Lisa. Her email that you can reach her through is on the website. And I'll get back to you probably within the next week. And you do have to ask your question, though, by 9 tomorrow evening. And once again, go to my website. If you haven't been there, check it out. If you really, if you don't have a lot of money to invest in yourself, but you really want to learn a bunch of things in metaphysics and be a part of a metaphysical group, join my membership program. That's really what it's going to be all about. And if you want to really learn to develop your psychic ability, take that step and take my psychic development program. I only teach it once a year. So if you're going to join in on it right from the bottom up, it runs from January through May. And now would be the time to do it if you want to do it in 2019. Folks, I love you all very much. I'm so glad to be here with you this evening. And I want to wish everybody a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good night.